guys, I actually just watched a YouTube video this morning from my friend Ashley from Grace and Grit. She's a homeschooling mom like I am, and I love her channel. She's so inspiring, motivational, and I just love watching her. She actually did a video called like Homeschool Mom Diary or something like that, where she did a little clip after each school day of kind of how the school day went and what their plans are and stuff for that day. And I thought that was a really good idea, and I kind of want to steal her idea just to see if you guys like it here on my channel. So definitely make sure, if you are not already following Ashley over at Grace and Grit, that you head on over there and check out her channel. So I'm sitting in my unmade bed because I'm too lazy to make it today, and I'm trying to like either get up enough nerve, gumption, whatever you want to call it, to make the bed, or I'm actually seriously considering just washing the sheets today, just so I don't have to make the bed. How lazy is that? I don't know. But anyway, today is Tuesday. We just finished, well, I am done with school with my youngest daughter. She is doing her independent work and has been doing that while I was getting ready. My older daughter takes forever to get ready, by the way. If you have a teenage daughter and you want to stay on any kind of schedule, like, you need to give them at least 2 hours to get ready before you have to do anything or be anywhere, because they take forever. But anyway, she was getting ready. I think she's finally getting ready to start her school now, which is kind of late, but she knows if she doesn't finish it before lunch, then she has to do it when we get back home. So that's kind of the consequence of wearing makeup, I guess, and taking forever to get ready. School went really well. We started a writing chapter in BJU Press English for my 4th grader. The writing chapters are my least favorite. I think writing in general is one of my least favorite things to teach, that and science. I would say math, but thankfully with teaching textbooks, I don't have to teach math. So I don't know, I just don't enjoy teaching writing because I naturally am a pretty good writer. So to try to teach somebody else how to write, and writing is such a kind of a personal, creative subject, it's really hard to give criticism of writing when it's really a creative thing. So it's really hard for me. But anyway, we did that. Everything else is going really well. I'm trying to think. We haven't had a break yet. I know a lot of people just took fall break here where we are, and we don't do fall break. We really don't get a break until Christmas. So sometimes that can be a little hard, but so far I don't feel really worn out or burned out yet, even though it's late October and we started somewhat early mid-August. I don't feel burned out yet, which is good. And I think part of the reason for that is because our homeschool schedule is so good this year, and the girls are doing so well with their subjects, and we're doing one more subject, distance learning, that I'm not having to teach, which is history. That has, I think, kept me from getting burned out as quickly, because obviously I'm teaching less. Even though I'm still doing a lot of prep work and I'm still grading and doing things like that, I'm not teaching history to both girls. So that's been really nice. My younger daughter normally has dance, but because she's having a problem with her ankle, we actually are having to skip dance. I'm taking her to the doctor tomorrow to try to figure out what's going on. She had this happen back in the spring. It got better, and then now she's having a flare-up. So I'm trying to figure that out. So until we figure out what's going on with her ankle, no dance and no skating. Normally my husband and the girls go skating a couple times a week, but they haven't been doing that. So instead of skating, today we're actually going to go see the new Maleficent, which I'm excited about because we hardly ever go to a movie for several reasons. Number one, most of the time I feel like they don't look they don't look good enough to waste money on, and movies can be expensive. And number two, and really the main reason, is most movies are not appropriate. Even a lot of PG-13 movies, most PG-13 movies, PG movies even sometimes have things that are like crass or inappropriate. So anytime the girls want to watch a movie, whether it's at the theater or on DVD, I always check a website called pluggedin.com, and I'll try to remember to link it for you. It's not sponsored. I just have used them for years, and pretty much any modern, well, even some old movies are on there, and also books. So you can search for the movie you're looking for, and if it's on there, it will tell you any bad language, any spiritual content, any sexual content, so you really know ahead of time kind of what you're getting into. So I love that. I checked Maleficent already, and there's no language, and we've seen the first one a couple times. The girls liked it, so we're gonna go see that tonight. I have an event coming up for our homeschool co-op that I've been like co-planning, and it's actually happening this week. I've been thinking about it for months now, and now that it's getting really close and I'm getting all the, like, the last minute stuff together, even though I dread the actual day of the event because I know it's going to be stressful, I'm going to be so glad when that's over with and I can just kind of relax and not have to do that anymore for this school year. So that's exciting. That's coming up Friday, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. I don't know how much school we're going to get done just because I do have to take my daughter to the doctor, and so it might be a little bit of a chaotic kind of short school day. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of worksheets. We can actually probably bring some things with us to do at the doctor while we're waiting to see the doctor. So that's probably what we'll end up doing. But either way, that's the plan, and that is the benefit of homeschooling. Being able to be flexible and go places when you need to, make it work for you with your schedule, make up for those things you may miss later. You know, that's really amazing and one of the many benefits of homeschooling. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. I don't know exactly when, but I will check in with you and kind of let you know what's going on, maybe let you know what's going on with her foot, and I'll see you then. Hey guys, it's another end of a homeschool day, and I'm actually in the car, obviously, getting ready to go into the grocery store just to go ahead and get my weekly shopping done so I don't have to do it tomorrow because I had a little bit of extra time today. But school went really well today. It was kind of a short day, at least for my younger daughter, because we had to go to the foot doctor. Basically, they said just to lay off dance and skating for a few more weeks and then kind of ease her back into it just because she's gotten her ankle all inflamed. So that's good news. Nothing serious, nothing like permanent. So basically, though, we forgot to bring her schoolwork with us to the doctor like we were supposed to. I had some worksheets already, and we had some other things ready to go we were going to take with us. But, you know, it was okay because it was actually kind of fun. We just had that time with just me and her. No distractions, and got to have some fun time just to sit there and talk about like Halloween and putting up the Christmas tree in a few weeks and things like that. So even though we didn't spend and do like as much as we could have and gotten as much done as we could have with the time we had that we were just sitting there, it actually was fun because we did get to just sit down and talk, which honestly and surprisingly, even though we homeschool, that's not something we get to do as much as you would think that we do. We talk a lot, but it's a lot of like talking about school or, you know, to and from the grocery or dance lessons or piano lessons or church or something like that. We try to talk. I try to spend a little bit of time with each girl before bed, just kind of talking to them one-on-one. But, you know, a lot of what we do during the day is moving around and kind of trying to get stuff done. And that's one reason why I like to go out to lunch every day with them, because that is time that we're away from the house, we're away from school, we're away from chores, and we can just sit down and talk and laugh and have fun. So that is one reason why I like to do that. But anyway, it was fun just to sit there and talk to her, and that was fun. But anyway, she is finishing up the school that we were supposed to do at the doctor, and my husband is home with the girls, and I'm going to head to the grocery. But school went really well. What I did do with her this morning was starting the writing chapter for BJU Press English. She's writing a biography about somebody, so we chose Thomas Jefferson, and it was really actually fun. We're doing like the note stages now, going through and researching like at least 2 sources. And it's funny because they talk about having an encyclopedia, and I'm like, we don't even have an encyclopedia. We have like a kid's encyclopedia, but it's like a bunch of different things mixed in together. It's not like the alphabetical one that we grew up with. You know, we always had the, you know, A through Z encyclopedia. So it's just kind of funny to hear about, you know, book encyclopedias. I think a lot of kids don't even know what those are. But anyway, we did that, started her research project. I did Thomas Jefferson with her, kind of walking through how to take notes. Her actual report is going to be on John Adams, which is something she's studying in history, which is nice because we're kind of pulling it together. So that's kind of nice. And then coming up really soon, she's going to be reading the Magic Tree House Thanksgiving book here in a couple weeks before Thanksgiving. After that, we're going to do her very first like book report unit study on Charlotte's Web. I already bought the book. It's actually a lap book unit study from Confessions of a Homeschooler. She's got tons of literature units to go along with all different books. So we're going to be reading Charlotte's Web. My older daughter is finishing up her school. She's finishing Unit 2 with The Good and the Beautiful's Language Arts. She's doing her art project today. So when she finishes that, I'll try to remember to insert a picture of it's like a watercolor scene of like a landscape. So I'll try to remember to insert a picture of that. Other than that, just got to get to the grocery and get what I need for next week, and that's it. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow after school. Oh, she has an itch.
She likes to hold my erasers.
Does she?
No, it's more like the flatter ones.
Oh, how nice.
So pretty.
Do you like that?
She said no.
Princess Bean.
I should know that.
Hey, so it is the end of another homeschool day, at least my part of it, except for grading and stuff like that, and maybe some little help I'll have to give my youngest daughter with something when we get back home. But for now, I'm done with school for the morning. It's a little afternoon. I just came upstairs to get ready. We're going to go to lunch, and I have to run a few errands. It's a beautiful day here. Fall has finally arrived in Kentucky, so we've had quite a few days of cool weather. It's just been really nice to get out and kind of spend some time away from home for a little while and do some errands and things like that. You guys saw that I went to the grocery yesterday, so the only thing I need to do to still get some food, I need to go to Whole Foods and pick up a roast. I'm gonna make that next week, so I do have to go pick that up. Then we're gonna come back home and do our usual. You know, I work out. We're gonna have chili tonight, so I'm gonna start that, and while it's cooking, I'll work out. The girls will finish school, and then we'll do, take on the rest of our day. But school went really well. My oldest daughter has quite a few things to get done when she gets back home. She did a test yesterday for the Good and the Beautiful, so I need to go and I graded it last night, so she's going to have to make some corrections to that. My youngest daughter has a quiz with teaching textbooks, so she's almost done with Math 4, and she's going to be starting Math 5 here in the next few weeks. We really take our time with it. That's one good thing about homeschooling, and that's a great thing about teaching textbooks. It reviews old skills while bringing in new concepts, but if you feel like there's something they're really struggling with, especially if it's something new, we stop and take a little break, and I'll give her an extra worksheet that I find online or from a workbook that I have to really help her practice just that skill before moving on. So that's been really helpful. So she is almost done with Math 4. And everything went really well today. We did get kind of a late start this morning. We were all really tired from last night for some reason, so I slept in, my oldest daughter slept in, my youngest daughter didn't. She was up, but the good thing is she has learned not to get me up unless it's an emergency, and so she's been really good about that. But that was pretty much our school day kind of in a nutshell. We're in kind of a little of a sweet spot right now. Nobody's having any kind of big issues, and like I said, I think earlier this week, nobody is really burned out yet, which is nice. It starts to happen a little bit closer to Christmas. We do get kind of burned out and everybody's ready for a break. But for now, I would say everybody's doing really well. And as you saw, Bean does school with us pretty much every day. Loki just kind of naps all over the house, but Bean stays in the office with us. So she does school with us, all day, every day. And so she's really a fun part of having in our classroom. So that's pretty much it. If anything interesting happens, I'll pop on and show you or tell you, but otherwise I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, it is Monday, and I feel bad because I didn't post anything, I don't think, on Friday because it was so busy. But so much going on with school, and then Friday night we had that event that I was telling you about for our homeschool co-op that I co-planned, and it just reminded me of something I've been wanting to say all weekend, and I was saving it for today. Make sure when you join a co-op that you know what your expectations are as a parent. A lot of co-ops ask you to help. That's why it's called a co-op. It's a cooperative environment and group. And more often than not, you're going to be expected to participate and help monetarily and or with time and service. I talked about that before in a video I did about how to choose a homeschool co-op. I talked about that then, but in case you haven't seen that video, or just to remind you, make sure that you know what your expectations are as the parent before you join a co-op. And for us in our co-op, it's different every year. Every year you are assigned a different parent job. So one year you may have a super easy job that takes 3 weeks total of your time. Other times you may have a job that is an ongoing job the entire school year. You may have more than one job. So just try to figure out as best you can what's going to be expected of you, and then decide if that's something that you are willing to do or not, or if it's something you have time to do or not. I will admit, this year the jobs that I was given were a little bit difficult for me, have been a little bit difficult for me, and they're going to continue to be difficult because it's a job that's going to pretty much encompass the entire school year. I have several jobs in one category and then another job that I was done with in one day. But the other jobs that I'm doing, I have a person doing that with me, but even still with 2 people for the entire year, for the entire school, to plan all the field trips, all the parties for the elementary group, and then the party we had on Friday. It's a lot of work, and I also have YouTube. That is a job for me, and it earns income for me. So it is important that I have time for that. And then also I'm a mom, and I'm a homeschooler, so I have to make sure I have time for all these things. And so I will say it is the most time invested I've ever had to give to the co-op before than ever. So it's been a little bit of a stretch this year. So I just wanted to remind you that there are benefits of co-ops. There are also negatives of co-ops, and you really need to know as best you can going in, what's going to be expected of you. So that's my little PSA for today about homeschool co-ops. But anyway, that was Friday, the big one, like the big party. I'm glad that's over with. Next comes the Christmas party to plan, and then I think we usually do a Valentine's Day party, and then of course field trips and stuff like that. The other thing I try to do on Fridays, and I'm really bad about it, and I hate when I do this to myself. Friday's our last day of school for the week, obviously. I try to make myself grade papers from Friday morning on Friday night, because I know if I don't do it on Friday night, I'm not going to do it on Saturday, because Saturday night or Saturday afternoon I'm busy cleaning and running errands. Saturday night I watch a movie with my husband. Sunday we have church and activities and things going on. So here we are Monday morning. I did not grade Friday's papers. So when we started school on Monday, like this morning, I already felt behind because I didn't grade papers from Friday. So I graded some of them while the girls were eating breakfast. I mean, I was in there with them, but I was like sitting in the floor grading papers. And then the rest of them were things that didn't have to be graded before school started today. But some of the things I felt like I needed to grade before we could do anything today. So those were the things I graded this morning. Then I'll have to grade the rest of it tonight. So that's just a really bad habit I have of letting myself not do it on Friday and then regretting it on Monday. So note to self, try really hard to get the grading done on Friday. It is Monday, so my youngest daughter had her spelling test and her vocabulary test from last week's words. She does Monday through Friday of spelling, a different worksheet every day with her spelling words, and then on Monday I test her for those words, and I give her a pre-test for the next lesson, like the next week's words, just to kind of see where she's at. And then when she takes her test next Monday from those words, it'll show her how much she's improved. So we do that on Mondays. And then vocabulary she does Monday through Thursday. Friday we normally do a review, and then Monday she has the test, but we didn't get to it on Friday. So today I gave her the review for vocabulary, and then she did her vocabulary test this morning as well. And then tomorrow will be my last day of this like mom kind of homeschool mom check-in. So you guys let me know if you like this video, what else you might like to see me include or talk about. Let me know if you guys are liking it so far. Give it a thumbs up, and then I will see you guys tomorrow for the last day in our homeschool check-in. Okay, so it's officially been a week since the last time I started this video for you guys of my homeschool mom daily confessional. I have really actually enjoyed doing this every day, just to sit down and talk with you guys, because I feel like sitting down and talking to you guys a little bit each day has really been fun. So today went really well, except for the fact that we've been getting a little bit of a late start the last week or so. It's just been really hard. It's getting really gloomy here in the mornings, and it's getting a little harder for people to get up early. At the beginning of the school year, we start out like gung-ho, and we're up early, and we're doing all this stuff and getting done really soon. And then as soon as like time goes on a little bit, it gets harder and harder to get up, at least especially for me. And then also because I do work from home for YouTube, I do pay all the bills for the house. I am working on the co-op or homeschool co-op for field trips and party planning and stuff. I feel like I tend to let them sleep a little bit longer if they will, because I'm up working, and then by the time they get up, I've gotten some stuff done, but then I feel like our homeschool day is kind of starting a little bit behind. So I hate really that pattern. I really want to try to break that pattern. It also has been happening a lot with my oldest lately, because she's had so many activities. Like last night they had to be somewhere, she had to be somewhere, and she didn't get home until late, so she didn't get to finish all of her school yesterday. So now today she has to double up. So that does happen sometimes, and I think she's willing to do that sometimes for the ability to be able to go and do extra activities that maybe she couldn't do if she stayed home and did all of her homework. But that's the benefit of homeschooling and the flexibility that it allows, that sometimes we can do that, but I don't want it to be an everyday thing, because I don't think doubling up is a good idea. That's kind of where we are today. She's doubling up and finishing yesterday's work and doing today's work. With my youngest, it was really funny because she does typing.com for typing, which is like a free website that teaches you how to type. And I'm a really fast typer. Like I'm about 9,800 words a minute. I've always been really good at typing. And there was a lesson that she had done, but for some reason it didn't think she had done it, and it wasn't letting her go to the next level. So I thought, well, I'll just hop on here really quick and do this level for her so that she can move on to the intermediate level. It's so funny how your brain knows where letters are on the keyboard, but when I had to stop and think about F-U-R, because it was F-U-R-J-K, I think was the main 4 letters that they were practicing. And It was so funny when I had to stop and think about where those letters were, because it's like, you know, it had this little screen pops up and it's like F, J, K, U, you know, and you're going back and forth different patterns. And it took me so long to figure it out. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm a very good typist, whatever you want to call it. But for some reason, it was surprisingly hard to stop and think about where those letters were all mixed together. I don't know how that worked. I don't know how that happened. But I thought that was kind of amusing, so I wanted to share it with you guys. But anyway, she did that, finished her work. She's almost done. I think she's got one more thing to do when we get back from eating lunch and running errands. I really enjoyed doing this for you guys. Let me know if you liked it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and that will let me know that you want to see this video again. Also, feel free to leave me any comments. If you guys homeschool, how has your week gone? How has your day gone? Or if you just want to say anything in the comments about what you thought about today's video, I look forward to reading your comments and getting back with you guys. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Don't forget to click that bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.